Mission 5, Maintenance Manoeuvre. Welcome to Westside Yard. We need you to transfer a unit to Hillside for its maintenance schedule. To avoid disruption, you'll need to traverse New York to Jamaica before the morning rush. There you go, climb board, sit in the engine seat of the train. So, hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Dovetail Games Train Sim Worlds. And in this case, for the very last time on the Long Island Railroad. So, yeah, this is our train for today, so I'll just turn on the tail lights. So, yeah, another service today, although not really much of a service, more of a maintenance move. So, we turn on the marker lights for you, close that, red lights are on. Let's now walk to the front of the train. We can just run because these things are massive, to say the least. So, to avoid the morning service, as the guide that starts hypothetically says, it is 20 past 4 in the morning. Well, no, right now it's half past 10 over here. Well, actually 20 to 11 even. But, yeah. So we sprint to the front of the train and get ourselves ready to go for our movement. So in terms of AI, I'm not expecting too much. Sound of police cars though, which is always nice to hear, especially from New York. But anyhow, let's get us to the loco. What are we today? 7122. Let's climb ourselves up front. Open the door. Don't really need to do much for that. Sit down and set everything up. So key goes forward, reverser there, braking at max. Charge it up, set the headlights, and that will be that for today. No need to mess with the key since we are not doing anything to do with it. Signal permitting, depart when ready. Be aware that congestion may be building by the time you reach Jamaica. Okay, so we are beating the, well, he's trying to beat the morning rush. Signal is permitting. We have got a green aspect, meaning we are clear to go. So via New York Penn, let's get to Jamaica. So I believe this is the Brooklyn depot. Sorry, New York Penn depot, even Brooklyn depot is a bit further east from here. Sorry, Long Island depot I'm trying to think of. Long Island's a bit more east from here. Brooklyn depot I don't think even exists. There you go, now enter the main track. Downhill portion, but the third rail drag plus the points should use some slowing us down. Of course, use the brakes just kind of helped out as well. In fact, New York Penn Station is right there in front of us, so in our case, since we want to try and beat the traffic nice and quickly, we'll just not speed, but you know what I mean, kind of like push our way through the entire journey. Yeah, it'll be 15 through Penn. And once we come out the other side, we'll be then free to increase our speed and make our way towards Jamaica at high speed. In fact, signal speed's gone to 60 now. It's just the line speed here, since we are inside the station. Always keeping us down. Yeah, tracks 12 and 11, the Long Island Railroad, are the platforms over there. The ones that we got to enjoy during the earlier DLC release from Train Sim World, the, what was it, the ACS-64, the DSLR Express, between Newark Airport and New Rochelle. That's the one. There you go, stop at location, 10 miles to Jamaica. Now, my guess, during this scenario, that's again going to make it annoying, where we're going to be using the slow tracks, with a service right in front of us, stopping at every single service, which will be us having to stop for every single one as well. I know that there was a TML Studios, well, the Subways Volume 3 mission like that, where we missed departure by about 20 seconds. There was a 20-second open gap. If you didn't make it, your signal was red, and you're stuck behind a stopping Hammersmith City service during a stock move. So if you're quick enough, you'd make it. If not, then good luck. I don't see any evidence of a train in front of us right now. So if all goes to plan, we should be alright. I mean, 200 yards ahead of us, the signal is green. That's all good. Once the rear of the train leaves the station and leaves the points, as it has just done so now, in just a couple of moments, we shall be ready to increase our speed to 60, which we can easily do inside the tunnels. Yeah, these tunnels are long, straight, downhill, fast, perfect. Every train driver's high-speed dreams. There we go, past signal, up we go. There we go. Downhill as well, so in fact I'm probably use braking to slow us down. There we go, white's tick stays in the centre about now. Yeah, 61 miles per hour plus drag coefficient from the third rail. That is enough to keep us at constant speed. Although I believe the track itself also gets slightly less steep, and for a portion as well goes uphill as we reach the ground for the next part of the route. We've gone 1 mile so far, got 9 more to go, 60 miles per hour, plenty of time really. If we're going 90, we're doing about 10 minutes, it's about 60, it's more like 15, more like 15 minutes. Bear in mind that the line speed is 80, which on this branch, New York Penn, is very limited. We have to go up to 80. It just comes down to what track will be given for the main service out. If we're given the express tracks, then we can do it for the long stretch just past the depot, once the map can load. So yeah, once we're here, we can do the 80 portion. Otherwise, a slow service, not so much. Anyhow, we're just about to leave tunnels. Again, this is the uphill bit I was talking about, so power comes down, braking goes yes. And in a moment, we'll be down to the, be able to see the morning daylights over New York City. Just bounce the throttle, keep the train up to speed. All looking good so far. And there we have it. No rain today to deal with, unlike last week, so no need to mess around with the wipers. But a very interesting colour to the sky, actually, I must say. I'm not sure if this is what New York actually looks like in the early mornings, but it's what they've gone for. Where's the actual city? The city is behind us there. I say city, which is more like the odd couple skyscrapers that this part of the city actually has. Majority of them are apartments, I believe. Right, that was our first aspects change. It was yellow for a fraction of a second. That does likely mean there is a train in front of us I do need to be wary about. That's the points there, we're going to be a little bit fast for, but we should be alright. Since we're not going to do any more major veering at this point. Right, so yeah, we are on the middle tracks now, which means we have got the express route to Jamaica, which makes our life a lot easier. We've now got the right-hand curve to make, taking us towards the southeast. And that's where things start getting a lot more fun for us. Okay, keeping on that aspect, it does change for a fraction of a does change for a fraction of a second every time you pass a new signal, so you need to be careful of that. Just using the bare minimum power to keep train going at speed at an uphill portion. Loco 2 hour left, you are going to be a stopping service, one that has got passengers on board. And again, it's that aspect I want to keep an eye on. I believe meant to be behind him since revenue services do get priority. And if that is the case, we are not a revenue service, we are meant to be behind you, aka waiting for you to leave the station before we can continue our journey. Let's figure out what the next colour signal will be. If that's going to be red or not. Answer is green. Okay, throttle up. Now, last week I talked about the not so fun portion of this service, which was going on the overpass towards Jamaica to get onto the right hand side of the tracks towards the station. And yeah, that's the bit of the track we'll be going on today, basically, because we need to get over towards the right hand sides in order to stop at one of the sidings. So yeah, that's something that we're going to have to keep an eye out for once you do arrive. But other than that, so again, a fairly straightforward journey. Just a lot of management to do the braking once you do get to that steep downhill bit. Signal speed going up to 80. Line speed should also very soon follow, go up to 80. Maximum power. Let's now get towards the entrance to Jamaica. So like I said, now we've passed the main bit of the turning, at least the turning portion from earlier on. The next straight bit here will be a constant 80 for the majority of it. In terms of route knowledge, I think this one's probably the route I've got the most knowledge for after Great Western Express. Mainly because I've actually had enough time in my own video recording and own time as well, just playing with it, to kind of just get used to it. I mean, as I say, this has probably been my favourite release after Great Western Express, just for the fact that it is a metro stopping service, and it's a train that I quite enjoy driving. The door's a little bit awkward to get a hang of, but now that I know how to brake it properly, I've had a lot of fun with it. This is a train that I'll definitely be playing a lot more as well in the future. I'm just a little concerned by the signals right now, because if that goes red, I'm not going to have enough time to stop it. It's another yellow one, okay, it's gone green, that's fine. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun with this service. And the M7 LIRR, it's a fun little train this, I can't complain. I've definitely put a lot of time into it. Like perfects it, so as I say, it's a bit of a sad one to bring it to an end, but I'm sure I'll definitely do a few more live streams of it in the future. And when it comes to events with Telltale games that I do help them out with, good chance I'll be pushing this one as well, highlighting it a bit more compared to others. I mean, Great Western and Long Island Railroads for me are my top two add-on routes. Besides the well, Great Western's now default one, so this is your top buy routes. I mean, Great Western Express, New York, NEC, and Rapid Transit. All three of those got soaked into the main Train Sim World name, alongside the other one, NEC New York, not NEC, sorry. Yeah, NEC Heavy Haul, CSX Heavy Haul even. That's probably what I'm trying to say. Anyhow, yeah, so those four got soaked into the main Train Sim World name, and then all other routes will be DLCs for that. And then my guess is every once in a while, every year, every other year, as they do with Train Simulator, which is like rebrand it as such, aka package it with different routes, package it with different DLCs, we'll get future releases of Train Sim World, so maybe like a UK edition with a few more UK routes, a German edition with more German, American with American, stuff like that. I guess personalise it for different countries, personalise it for different like routes and whatnot. And so that is probably what Drawyah are going to do in the long run. In the short run, it really is just a case now getting as many routes as they can for it. Start pumping out content just to kind of give us the variety. I mean, yes, only the 3 main countries so far. We are still lacking anything besides UK, Germany and America. But eventually, we will see something new coming. Dovetail Games, please give us something new. I mean, as much as I like these 3 countries, and now the classic train simulator routes choices, just give us another country, please. Now, what I've just noticed is because we are going to the depot, at least deciding here at Jamaica, we're not going to use the overpass, but actually just going to use the left-hand track, and I guess just slowly coast the train into the sidings. Potentially for a turnaround, I don't quite know, since I'm not sure where the actual terminus is we're going to. But yeah, stop location 700 yards. This is definitely not the platforms, I can tell you that for a fact. Right, nice and slowly, we'll just coast to the location. Timing-wise, I think we're doing actually quite well. So as I saw earlier, we may have had to have been behind, but just the fact that we've done quite well from our get-go. Right, we are actually taking one of the platforms, the very far left platform, rather than far right. And then, just go seeing where we actually have to do with this train, where we're going to go with it. Right, minimum braking, just to stop us from going faster, since part of the train is still going downhill, aka the rear portion. We should need just enter the curve, just giving you an idea of how long these are. This is a 12 car set. 2, 4, 6, 8. No, it's a 10 car train today. 10 cars opposed to 12. And yeah, this is not a platform, sorry. No, this is actually one of the sidings here at Jamaica. And there we go. Let's now bring this one to a halt. Not sure where the red signal's pointing to. I guess it's the track there in front of us actually connecting. So, what do we do now? There's minor congestion ahead. You'll be on the move again shortly. Okay, so yeah, it's not the final stopping point, I believe. Be sure to wait for another service to get past. Stop location, Hillside Complex in 2.1 miles. That is fine. Just need to get a few moments of free cam time to watch, I guess, you. Enter the platform. It's a very beautiful DLC, this. Very New York. Anyhow, we should be ready to go any moments now. Just waiting for you basically just to get onto the platform completely. You are the congestion for me. There we go, you and I come to a halt. Learned a new word today. Crimbo. The British and Ulster slang for Christmas, aka how a posh man would say Christmas. Anyhow, let's now get going. That's taught to me by Mo Nasar of Mo Media, the explain guy with his clickbait titles and much better visuals than me, basically. So let us now exit the station, 2 miles to Hillside Complex. Let's get going. So Hillside Complex is the depot just ahead of us here. Don't know what we usually get past at high speed, but I look, it's a couple of those slight, there you go, some car set actually going to park up right next to the one we're making fun of last week for being abandoned on the side of the track. Speakers up to 35. Let's put power in now. In fact, signal speed's down to 15, so let us brake. Oh boy, just emergency brakes, didn't even realise that. So just pump that back up again, because as you know I am basically a failure as a train driver when it comes to this. Speed up, 50 miles per hour, let's get going. There you go, signal's up to 40 now, so we should be alright. I'm hoping you're not a revenue service, because if you are, then I have actually gotten in your way. You have got no driver, so yeah, the headlights are off, meaning that you are stationary. Swipe the forehead, sweat off the brow. Let's carry on. I've not disrupted the entirety of New York services for the rest of the day, because I'm sure that's how it works. One train gets delayed, the butterfly effects, everything gets delayed. Nice and slowly. Not as tedious as the 5 mile per hour run from earlier, but actually I think I'm going to say this is just a nice way, a nice calm relaxing way to end this scenario, because I think now's actually kind of a nice time to just sum up the Long Island Railroad. I mean, this was a fun route. This was a fun route. The number of branches you get with it, I mean, this was the first actual train sim world routes with different branches you could go down, and the way it was executed, I think, was spot on from Dovetail Games. All the routes were fun, all the scenarios were fun. Nothing I particularly disliked. I mean, I know for the other DLCs, there's like 1 or 2 servers I found boring and whatnot. 1 or 2 I just found, like, I guess, yeah, just boring and slow to run. But with this, they've done a pretty good job at it. They have done a pretty good job at it. And then the M7 Loco, as I say, as a train, superb to run. The sounds of it, the features of it, the alarm clock side of my screen, Yeah, it's like the whole thing setup wise, it was a fun train to ride. Maybe not the most technically advanced in terms of like clickable switches, buttons and functions and whatnot. So, like there was no automatic train operation and all that kind of stuff that the other locos had, but in terms of how it operates, I mean, even the horn is satisfying to pull. This train is just a lot of fun. And the fact that it was a stopping metro service really just kind of just pinnacleized it for me. This is up there with my favourite routes on Train Sim Mod, and it's one that I definitely do recommend. Even when the original screenshots came out for it, I mean, I definitely said on Twitter, like, this looks like the best looking route we're going to get on Train Sim Mod. I must say, it really has been. It really has been. The level of detailing, the level of modelling and whatnot. It's going to take a while to beat it. I mean, Northern Transpennine, as much as I like it, as much as it's a British route, it doesn't do it as much for me as this one does. I mean, Northern Transpennine, I like it for the trains, but the route, for me, is a bit 50-50. It's not my personal favourite, it's not my top 10. But for this, the route's fun, the trains are fun, detailing's great, I just love it. I just love it. And it's a modern route, it's not like a heritage run or a back in time sort of thing, because I do prefer my modern day runs. Sorry, Pedalston, I'm a modern person. But yeah, it's like, the whole setup for it, for me, is exactly how I would like to see future Train Sim Mod routes. And so, that is why I just enjoy this one. I really do. And so, while it is sad for it to come to an end, as I say, I'm definitely going to do probably the most in my free time. I mean, I say it all the time, I'm going to do this route, I'm going to do that route in my free time afterwards. And while I generally do go back and play these routes, not so much the missions, but just like your normal timetable schedule, this one I know I'm definitely going to come back to a lot, and every once in a while I do stream Train Sim World, because how I'm trying to do it at the moment is every Saturday's a flight, or like FSX, P3 or X-Plane, and every Sunday we do a couples nose and Train Simulator. So while I'm still a bit busy and trying to adjust to that kind of setup, once I get there, I'm sure there'll be a lot of fun that can be had with it. So, yeah, something to look out to in the future. But for now, it's just a case of bringing this scenario end of the line and putting it to rest. And I guess really catching up with the Train Sim stuff as well, because I know I've been a bit behind with the last couple releases. So, West Somerset Railway ended last week. Today we end the Long Island Railroad, and then next week, I believe it's either next week after, double check how many more I've actually got to record, I then finished the North Transpennine, and then that's just me caught up with all the DLC releases. Presumably, Dovetail don't release another one after I've actually recorded this video, like announce it or whatnot, because they've picked up the pace with releases. They have picked up the pace with releases. I mean, you all know what the next route is. I'm not going to say it because that'd just be a bit off, but they, yeah, they have kind of leaked it in one of the game files, but we'll see where they go with it. We'll see where they go with it. Just quickly put more pace in. Slow train right up to the end of the track. I mean, 10 car sets. It's now just a case of slowly rolling it to the end of the ground markers here. I could actually stop it early if I really wanted to, but nah, I enjoy these rides too much to cut it short. We're going to go right to the end, then we're going to do a proper shutdown for it. Okay, it's a bit more throttle in, so we're actually going to slow down before then. and nice and slowly. Let's just bring this service to an end. In fact, let's actually compete with myself. Can I actually stop it exactly next to this train to our left? Answer is no. No, I can't. Ooh, there we go. Alright, this train will not be stored. This train will not all be stored on one track, so therefore it must be broken into segments. Oh, do you have to actually set the train itself? Ooh, okay. This could be fancy. Hang on, let me just turn off this cab. Actually, no, I don't think I need to, because I need to get to the other end. Yeah, so it's a bit too short there, but hey. Let's go enter the indicated cab, and my guess actually start splitting this one up a bit. So, it's going to be about halfway down the train, I presume. Another 70 odd yards to go. Man, going down this train is like a marathon, it really is. So long, so ridiculous. Right, so this doorway here for this side. Right, so up we go. Enter the cab and uncouple units. So I'm presuming. Okay, yeah, I don't actually know what. Oh, so it's under key. Oh, okay, so we'll actually hold that key for a couple seconds. Fair enough. Let's now disembark, although set the tail lights, which is you. Close the door on our way out. Then rerun the marathon, get back to the front of our train. Climb back aboard using the front door before we left open. And then my guess is just a case of moving the train down forward a couple of yards. Next section we move to transfer track 4. You need to set your own junctions. Okay, so no. Because it's a train seal mission, of course, we need a couple of shunting missions. So if I just quickly check the track. You're set. You're not set, you're set, you're set, and then the train just gets dumped there. You are not set. Looking good now. In fact, if we go to the exterior camera, so there you go, the rear forecar has been detached. Then we just have what's that? 1, 2, 6 cars train set. So I'm gonna have 10 car earlier, so 10 minus 2, sorry, 10 minus 4 even, if I can do some maths, is 6. 3 train sets, or 3 pairs of 2. Of course, the sun being as low as it is will be blinding, but the blinds are not functional to that level, so I can't actually do anything about that other than just stare directly at the sun, which while early morning is not too much of a hazard, you are still staring directly at the sun. So yeah, if anyone wants to go on strike on the New York railway system and our RR Long Island railroads because of driver eye safety, feel free to. Let's fight for what is right, which is the driver's ability to see. There is a station to our left, although we won't be able to actually go onto the platform because the fence there is in the way. So yeah, I have to use the right hand side and walk down towards the rear of the train. There we go. Bring it to a halt. Just a couple of moments. Let's just go a little bit further in this point actually, because I noticed how close we were to the points. And because I don't quite know which ones I need to set, let's get ourselves going, shall we? Actually no, I need to stop a location. On our left, that's one actually probably saw earlier as you were leaving the station. Right, braking set, that's off, key off. This CAD's now been deactivated. Let's now run to the front. Now the third time in this marathon. And then presumably this will be the last of the shunting. I don't think we need to split this again anymore. Although again, sets of 2 or sets of 4, there's a good chance you actually may need to let go of 2 more of the cars. So these sets of points I will now set manually. So that one's 1, 2, 3. The third one needs to be set in the fourth one. So it's 1. In fact, am I running on the right track right now? I don't think I am. No, I'm not. 1. There you go, so this one I need to set here. I think. I honestly don't know. I still do this properly. Right, it's you. And you I need to set. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. That is correct. And so now she set the lights, and then get this train back to the siding. So Hillside transfer track 4 should be a fairly simple one. Yeah, it's one of the many suburbs of Long Island. Ooh, I wonder if I can actually yeah, yes you can. I just found a way to escape the map on trains. Oh boy. Okay, no, that's fine. I know how to cheat my way back into the train. I thought, okay, I can't get back onto the train. But no. Fortunately, I do know the ability to teleport. But, right, that's a map escape video coming up shortly. Thank you very much, Dovetail. Let's teleport to this cab, in fact. Okay, I can't jump like that. We'll have to run through the entire length of the train. Doing the marathon a 4th time. That's what I get for trying to find glitches with Train Sim Worlds. Punish myself with long distance running. Yeah, I'll make sure that Dovetail Game know about that one. They can try and patch it later. But not, of course, I make a video on it, showing people exactly how to get here and how to do it. Fortunately, because the station right here as well, I can use to spawn. It's a nice quick one as well to get to. It's not too far away from Jamaica as well, just within walking distance. Right, so get this train ready to go, shall we? So you go back. Sorry, key goes you. Back 1. Brakes to max. Charge them up. The brakes now charged. This goes on. Cab lights, sorry, it's not cab lights again, it's marker lights off. And train enters the siding. No, it's not. Why not? What have I done, Dovetail? What have I done? Yeah, master key's on. Train set to forward. Is there a bus I need to press? Get us going. Is this cab even turned on? That's probably a good question. And if no, someone remind me how to turn it on again. Would be very handy right now. What was it? That's the doors. Yeah, everything gets controlled from here. Where is it? Where is the start switch? It's the brakes. That's the PA speaker system. Worst case scenario, if I need to, I can just drive train from the rear cab. Not what I want to do, but obviously if I don't know how to turn the train on, I may have to. Oh Drawyah, you really are a mess at this game. No these switches do anything over here. We've got alerter, don't need that. That's all fine. Something else just popped up a second ago, but I've now lost it. What's that? Dead man's pedal cut out, okay. Nope, I have forgotten how to turn on the train. Okay, so what I can do now is, well, that goes to emergency. Because I charged right. There you go, emergency. Key out, key off. Do it one more time just to make sure I haven't messed it up. So forward, maximum braking, charge it up. There we go. Yeah, we're not going to drive it from this cab, aren't we? So, let's just turn that off. Out, off. So I'll teleport to driver cab. Stick it in reverse. And let's get going. So, you come to max braking, charge you up. Oh, this is the cab I don't want to be in, okay. Nope. Right. Let us run the marathon for a 5th time. So, not 100% sure why we can take the train going. I mean, it was an electric train, so it should be a case of taking it off the neutral zone, put it into power, the reverser. But obviously not. Now just hope that this end still works. Whoops. Key goes in, you go to reverse, you go back to max brake, charge you up. And we are not going anywhere apparently. How peculiar. I genuinely don't know why we're not moving at the moment. I may need to jump cut until I can figure out what's going on. Which isn't a whole load of fun, but hey. Alright, give me a couple of moments while I go figure this out. Right, okay, so we are back, and that was after a 20-minute call with Matt Pedalston. Basically, an issue with the brakes, they wouldn't release, and so it was a case just open both doors, and then close them all again. So we can now carry on with the scenario. You just went through the whole scenario checking if it was like an issue with the power, if it was an issue with the cab, or if it was an issue with the brakes. So in this case, when reassessing the entire train, it was the brakes that wouldn't completely release, leading to the slight issue you had there. So thank you very much, Matt Pedalston. World class support, Dovetail Games. Nah, I do like Matt. He's a nice guy to talk to. Ignores me every single blimming day. Getting through to him is harder than getting through to my own mother. Love you too, mother. But yes, like, what can I say? He's a great guy to talk to, great guy to be around, especially during the shows. And so it's a case of, like I said, just go through Discord, share screens, and show him the what's going on my screen. Anyhow, yeah, slightly prolonged ending of this mission. I mean, what time was I stuck there? Like 20 to 5. It's now coming up to 20 past 5. I like this route. Let's just say the delay was a twist of fate. I mean, like I said, I enjoyed my trip in Finland. My passport went missing. I spent an extra 4 days in Finland. while it was very expensive and not particularly fun at times, I still enjoyed it. And so it's the case today. Well, the night's come to an end. I'm stuck here, can't do anything. So, let's prolong it. Let's just get to the end of this siding. How far do we need to go? It's right to the end. There's no stop markers since our train's not full length anymore. But that's not much of an issue. We can just stop short towards the end of it here. So to our right, the two cars we just disconnected. Oops, not max power. I want to stop it. Just do that. Of course, we can't end a LIRR video without me using the emergency brakes. Objective complete. Let's power this down. Okay, we've got some more to do. This mission will never end. She completely shut it down since I do need to attach this now. So sorry, you go forwards preferably. Come on. Man, this train really is glitching out at the end here. Set to emergency brakes it needs to be. There we go. Master key off. Let's now head to the indicated cab. So lock you. Run the marathon on video. This is the 6th time. Although with pedals and supports, I had to run it another 2 times. So this is the 8th overall time I know how to do it. Let's just open this door, climb aboard, close it, disconnect it, so twist the key for 2 seconds. There we go. Sit down, of course, because you need to let it go through. And have I now broken the scenario? Because I uncoupled the train before I was meant to. Oh, Dovetail, if you're going to make me do this, give me 2 seconds. There we go. Right, that was just a quick reset the train basically. So, final cars ECC placing track facility 1. That can be done. That is these cars down here, I presume. Actually, I don't think it really matters too much. It just comes down to which cars go where, basically. So we now need to set that to off. These ones on. Set this car up again for the millionth time. Charge up the brakes. And power goes in. There we go. I could have actually used that track point there. It would have been easier actually. But nope, I've really gone a bit too far. I'm going to have to go right to the end and bring it back in. It's not going to be that much of an issue. Let's just do it. Oops, I'm going too fast though. I mean, it doesn't matter how I do it. As long as this loco ends in track facility... It's number 7. I'm sorry I said number 1 earlier. Oh well, anyway, as long as it ends up on facility track number 7, then it's alright. Yeah, so let go of the 4-car loco. We are now just a single set, 2 cars. Nice and slowly. Get ourselves onto the track. Now bring the train to a halt. And then set this up for a reverse. So you go this way. You can stay straight, I think. No, sorry, you go this way. That's all fine, that's all fine, that's all fine. That leads into this depot over here. And so now we need to be on this track. So you go emergency, you come off once the brakes have decharged. That comes off. The final time, these lights come off, these lights come on. And there we have it. We will no longer be in this cab of the M7. For the first time, we now enter 7319. Key on, reverser back, brakes max. Charge them up now. And train goes forward. No, it won't. Let's just put the keys in both and open the doors. Just then lock these doors. Then lock these doors. For both ends to be secure. There we have it. And now brakes will have released. Yeah, we go. Trying to now start moving very slowly, but it shall do because it's not exactly on any power at the moment. Yeah, we are just rolling since the power shoes are not touching any of the contacts rails. Give it a few seconds. That'll bring some power in. There we go. What a disaster of a driver I am. As long as we're accelerating, as we're going downhill, this shouldn't cause too much of a problem. Come on, just wait for the contact shoe to touch one of these rails. Because right now, this is more tedious than the 1 mile per hour run that we're doing. Sorry, not 1 mile per hour, 5 mile per hour run we're doing like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now even. There we go. No. Okay, no last checkpoints. Let me just jump cuts to where we're left off. Okay, so made it this far so far. 2 car sets, and now we may roll it to the end of this line. Please, if it doesn't kill me. Yeah, so basically the checkpoint it took us to was just when these 2 cars were connected. So I just decoupled them again and reversed it to the correct side this time. No chance of derailing, and now, finally, 4th time's the charm, we can bring ourselves to the end of the Long Island Railroad. Man, I'm really just trying out my luck right now with this final scenario. It's just taken 40 minutes, we're coming up to an hour now. But I've enjoyed it, and that's what matters. 200 yards to go, and then this service comes to an end. And let me tell you, they're going to need some maintenance with the way I've done my driving. And these are all going to be the correct tracks, are they? Should be. Yep, that's all fine. We can take the second track and then stop it outside the maintenance facility, like so. And then, of course, bring it to a halt just off the points, but preferably on the electric rail. where power can then be drawn later. And done. Excellent work. That's it for duty. Right, I'm out of it. Oh, Long Island Railroads. You were fun, and I enjoyed every minute of you. But this mission was tedious. I know we have a lot of these shunting missions, like final scenarios in Train Sim World, but this one just felt more tedious than the rest. There we go. Achievements unlocked, LIRR, access to all areas, 100% completed. So, yeah, that's it. We'll still be on level 4, still be level 8 along on the railroads, still be level 33 Drawyah. It took an hour and 5 minutes. Yeah, we've got 10 minutes cut off for this video, yay. Miles driven, 15.34 miles. Walked, 1.5 miles. Come on. But, no, like I said, it was a fun little mission, this. A tedious one, but a good way to end the LIRR service in Train Sim World. So, yeah. We have one more of the Northern Transpennine service to go. Otherwise, I think I've summed up this route throughout its episodes. I love the M7. The scenario looks good and feels good. And it is just a fun journey to drive. I mean, with all the branches, you never know where you're going to go. You're never going to know like which service is going, which track's green, which track's red. There's a lot to think about, and it definitely plays in your mind, especially when it comes to how the doors work in this train. You have to flip sides depending on the platform. You've got to focus on the brakes as well. One wrong move and you are on the emergency brakes. And likewise, timing it as well. Don't overshoot because you are doomed. So, yeah, it's a fun little mission pack, this, and one I do definitely recommend. But I think now, because I don't think we're going to get any more scenarios in terms of like new routes, new trains and whatnot for the Long Island Railroad. So in terms of mainstream YouTube videos, this is it coming to an end. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, do subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.